Two of your companies are pushing the boundaries in their respective industries, yet the president of your country strongly dislikes you. This is the position Elon Musk finds himself in the US. Join us as we dive into the no-love-lost relationship between Musk and President Biden. Musk has been crushing it recently through two of his companies, Tesla and SpaceX. Within the space of a decade, Tesla has risen to the top of the pile in the world of EVs, overtaking established automobile companies from all over the world. You can't talk about electric cars without mentioning Tesla, as it is mainly responsible for moving battery-powered cars from the preserves of the nerds to the mainstream. Every EV gets compared to Tesla because it is the EV company to beat. Some EV startups try to do that by mimicking every aspect of Tesla's rise to success. For example, by selling directly to customers, making as many components as they can in-house, releasing expensive models first before creating mass-market models, and so forth. The company makes the best-selling electric car of all time, the Model 3. It has other models that occupy the top spots in performance and battery life. Even its unreleased products get massively oversubscribed. According to unofficial estimates, its electric pickup truck, the Cybertruck, has racked up more than 1 million pre-orders, despite facing multiple delays. This is despite having a polarizing appearance and appealing to a subgroup. Tesla is also at the forefront of battery research and development. Its new 4680 battery promises to revolutionize the EV industry by being less expensive, holding more charge for longer, charging faster, weighing less, and being safer. Tesla cars are a beast in performance, as the company obsesses over speed. Its Model S broke the record for the fastest production EV on the famed Nürburgring racetrack in Germany. Musk's influence in the EV industry extends far beyond the US. His company Tesla has established a manufacturing plant in China where he plans to make a cheap car for the masses. He's on the verge of opening another factory in Germany to increase its presence in Europe. Musk's SpaceX is also so far ahead of the competition that it's hard to imagine them catching up. Just as Tesla shook up the automotive world, SpaceX has changed the business of space travel. SpaceX is the only private company NASA trusts to take its astronauts to the International Space Station. Cargo delivery has become a routine with SpaceX's rockets and space capsule. NASA rewarded SpaceX's excellence with a multi-billion-dollar contract covering a crucial part of an equally critical mission to the moon. The space agency will employ SpaceX's Starship as the human landing system for its astronauts on the moon. Not only that, as NASA's astronauts will eventually ride the Starship to Mars, an unthinkable proposition a few years ago. As a reward for his daring entrepreneur spirit, Musk's wealth has grown, closely matching the rise of Tesla's stock. He's either the wealthiest person alive or these innovations and achievements, yet Musk can't boast of the support of his president. The snub could not even be hidden for a few hours on the day Musk's SpaceX achieved a massive milestone of sending private astronauts into the Earth's orbit, where they spent 3 days before returning to the Earth. The Inspiration 4 mission launch was tied to a fundraiser that raised hundreds of millions of dollars for a children's cancer hospital. Every notable person congratulated Musk and his company on the milestone, including top NASA officials, SpaceX's competitors like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Blue Origin, and even Musk's arch-rival Jeff Bezos. The silence from the White House on that day was deafening and sent a clear message. That was if earlier messages were not clear enough. You could trust Musk to bear his feelings about the president on social media. In connection with the Inspiration 4 launch, @Rensing had tweeted, "The President of the United States has refused to even acknowledge the 4 newest American astronauts who helped raise hundreds of millions of dollars for St. Jude. What's your theory on why that is?" Somehow the tweet got to Musk's attention, and he used President Trump's favorite insult for his successor by replying that President Biden was still sleeping. Musk doubled down on his criticism of the president of the free world during an interview at the Code conference. In response to Kara Swisher's question on why he mocked the president, Musk went as far as alleging bias against Tesla. He said President Biden's administration was not the friendliest. Contrast this attitude to Musk to the stance of earlier administrations that the current president was a part of. President Obama toured SpaceX's facilities in 2010, while President Trump had discussions with Musk and supported his obstinate decision to keep his Fremont factory open during the coronavirus lockdowns last year. What is more puzzling about the situation is that Musk's ambitions align perfectly with President Biden's administration's goal. Musk wants to make electric vehicles as pervasive as ICE cars to reduce pollution. He even welcomes competition because he believes every electric vehicle on the road is a win for the environment, regardless of the brand. Musk even bankrolls a carbon capture contest for removing greenhouse gases from the atmosphere to the tune of $100 million. President Biden is also big on climate change. He campaigned with a pledge to fund carbon capture research, development, and demonstration. On the day President Biden assumed office, he quickly reversed his predecessor's decision to withdraw from the Paris Accord, much to the delight of Musk, who had resigned from an advisory position in President Trump's administration after it backed out of the Paris Accord. President Biden is pushing for the proliferation of electric vehicles and is even committed to a year-long scheme to switch the federal government fleet to electric. You would think Musk and President Biden are a match made in heaven. In fact, Musk had earlier expressed his support for President Biden. In a phone interview with Fortune magazine in January, Musk revealed he was super fired up that the new administration was focusing on climate unlike its predecessor. Musk claimed he followed the president on Twitter and was observing his moves. He even joked about contacting the then incoming administration to indicate his eagerness and willingness to work with the president. If Musk entertained the thought that the love was two-way, he would soon be cleared of such disillusion. When President Biden wanted to discuss with the leaders in the electric vehicle industry, he invited a team made up of Stellantis, General Motors, and Ford to the White House, with Tesla conspicuously missing. No matter how you look at it, this move was ridiculous. How could you exclude Tesla, the poster boy of electric vehicles, who is selling the most electric cars in the world, from a meeting discussing the future of electric vehicles and pretending it was okay? Tesla's manufacturing adds more value to the American economy than President Biden's favorite companies. Taking the Chevy Bolt, for example, General Motors imports more than 75% of the components from Asia. Ford is even worse, as the Mach-E crossovers it sells in the US are made in Mexico. Tesla, however, gets more than half of its components right here in the US, thereby creating thousands of jobs and tax dollars. Even Musk was stumped on Twitter and admitted it was simply odd. And that is not even all of it. Even though President Biden supported restoring the landmark $7,500 tax credit to automakers that have since outgrown it, certain elements of the legislation supporting it had subtle anti-Tesla hints. Apart from the $7,500 tax break, there was provision for an additional $4,500 tax credit to apply to EVs. However, the additional tax credit would only apply to vehicles made by unionized carmakers, a category that distinctly excludes Tesla. Musk is famously against unionizing his company, and this is the real issue between Musk and President Biden. The president sent clear signals with the companies he invited for his press conference on the White House lawn. Each of GM, Ford, and Stellantis are unionized. He even got introduced by a rep of the United Auto Workers. Biden, who is the most friendly president to workers' unions, has been doing his best to shoo in UAWs on his electric vehicle agenda. He has made statements linking boosting the electric vehicle industry to creating good-paying union jobs. You don't even need to look far for evidence of the bias against Tesla. During the press conference which snubbed Tesla, a member of the press asked about the emission of Tesla. Guess what the White House Secretary Jen Psaki reported with? Well, these are the three largest employers of the United Auto Workers, so I'll let you draw your own conclusions. This preference for union companies is somewhat ironic, as these same union jobs have been complaining that switching to electric vehicles would lead to losing some jobs. Their argument is because electric cars require fewer parts than ICEs, they don't need as many workers to assemble them. Meanwhile, Musk's companies continue to wax stronger regardless of whether the president is a fan or not. While GM is battling with a recall of thousands of cars, Tesla is racing to complete new factories. SpaceX is also launching missions and rapidly developing the tallest and most powerful rocket in history. Musk is not taking the snub lying low as he's fighting back in his own hilarious way.